Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. So happy that you are here for this more Yin Sun Salutation C practice. And we're going to flow through the first time standing with real Yin beginner modifications. And then the second time we'll get and go through the flow. I'll show you how you can do that in a real Yin style down on the earth, on the floor. So let's begin with a standing centering, closing your eyes, bringing your hands in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra and connecting. This week is all about the heart and the Manamaya Kosha. So we're going to bring a special focus to that. We're also in the Niyama self-study, self-reflection. So we're in a more yin week this week. We're traveling through those koshas and that 8 limbs and diving in and just acknowledging yourself, acknowledging your heart, checking in with your own being. How are you feeling? Physical level, energetically, that pranamaya kosha. And how are you feeling mentally and emotionally? And diving in to that body, that manamaya kosha, that deeper space within you. And taking a moment to set an intention and see a vision, feeling those emotions, always in the present moment and in the positive. And releasing that intention with the this or better. And this or better. And let's take a moment now. I'm going to stand to the side here and come to the front of your mat. And it's really nice to do we're going to do our mountain pose and practice those loops. So we move our body into that perfect alignment. So feeling those feet hip width apart. Lift up the arches. Feel the calves engage in your shin loop. The knees lift and the quadriceps engage in your thigh loop. Bringing that pelvis to neutral. Pelvic loop. Feeling the lift of the ribs in your kidney root loop. Feel the chin come parallel. Shoulders come back and down in your shoulder loop. And of course, the skull loop. Feeling everything lengthening. Inhale, bringing those arms nice and high. You can go into a back bend if you like. Back up to center. And we're going to hinge forward. And this, and well, I'm going to actually invite us. This is a nice yin, so we're going to just roll forward. So I'm going to invite you to just gently roll down. And you can come to a block here. This is a really good opportunity to come to a block. You grab those elbows. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Your forward fold. And coming up into half forward fold, feeling that back extending. And releasing back down into your forward fold. Modification, you may put the arms behind the calves, behind the back. Relaxing the head. Shaking it out a little bit. Beautiful. And we're going to come down into a lunge. And I'm going to invite us, since this is a yin practice, there's two things we can do. We can stay standing, and instead of being in a real long, nice power lunge, where you're putting forth a lot of effort, you can bring those legs together and you can be up in a high lunge. You can guide your students or yourself in a yin day to just narrow that stance. Wide, a little more effort, a little more muscles, and a little narrower is less effort. Let's take one more breath here. On the exhale, bringing the hands down and moving into downward facing dog. And a nice option is a dolphin pose. A little more yin. You can also come down to the knees if you like. Walk the dog a little. Come up back up into a full dog. A little more yin. So we're going to drop the knees and come down chaturanga into a nice half chaturanga. A little less effort and more yin. And coming, a nice option is the plane or the bird. It's a beautiful back strengthener. And you can rest the feet down. Or you can bring them up. And one more breath. Beautiful. And a nice option here before we move back into the downward dog when we're practicing a little more yin is to move into a child's pose and take a breath or two. And a child's pose is a nice yin option for downward facing dog. We'll probably do that in our next one. And coming up into table, curling the toes, we'll move back into our downward facing dog. And bring right leg up. Move into a lunge on this side. And again, narrow that stance to create it as a more yin, an easier pose for yourself. One more breath here. Bringing both feet together, moving into our forward fold. Relaxing into that. Inhaling up into your half forward fold. Exhaling down into forward fold. And we're going to come up with a roll again, just rolling up. Letting that spinal column bring us up. And moving into a mountain again. Back bend if you like. And coming back up. And let's come down, bring the hands close into the body, hinge a little, and then just allow that spine to round. And we're going to bring that right leg back and drop the knee. And you can move into a low lunge here. So you can bring the arms up if you like. You can move into a little back bend. There's a lot of options here in low lunge. Twist to the side, come to either side. Our next one, we'll do our lunge rocks. And a nice variation to add in here, if you like, when we're right here, is a nice little pigeon. That arm, bending that front knee, that left knee coming, bringing the body up to center. And you can relax into it and bring the arms down. And coming back up, back into our lunge and then into table. Always nice to add some cat-cow. Flexion and extension of the spine. Always, you're in your cat, bring those hips back. Side to side, maybe some circles. Beautiful. And we can, instead of our downward facing dog, we can move into a child's pose. Basking in the heart, remembering forward folds are always time we can connect with that heart and that Manamaya Kosha, sending that heart love. And coming up, we can move into our half plank. And again, that lowering nice and slowly, keeping those elbows in. And you can move into your variation. You can move into a baby cobra, using those back muscles to lift. Very little weight on the hands. And move into an up dog if you're more in the mood for that. Beautiful. And pushing back, you can move into table, you can move into child's pose, or you can move into a full up dog, or we can just take that right leg up and move into our nice low lunge here. So back bend. And coming back to center. And finding your prayer or a variation, if you like, in low lunge. Beautiful. We're going to curl those back toes under, lift that back leg, bring that back leg up to meet the front in our forward fold. And again, half forward fold. Exhaling back into forward fold. When it's time to come up, we're going to allow the spinal column to bring us up. Those lower lumbar stacking, mid, and the upper thoracic and cervicals. Bring those arms up into your extended mountain pose. And on your next exhale, coming down, let's bring the hands in, changing and rounding the back. And Relaxing the head. Coming into half forward fold. Down. And bringing that right leg back and dropping the knee. Let's move into our lunge rocks this time. It's a nice yin option in our Surya Namaskara. Hinging forwards, a nice hip opener. Engaging those bandhas and breathe. Present to your body. That Manamaya Kosha, the emotions, our mental state, and how that's affecting our emotions. That mind, that part of us that is non-physical, energy, consciousness. And straightening that front leg as you lunge back, like a nice stretch back up the front leg. Keeping the breath flowing. Bringing your pace as you lunge back and forth, maybe making some micro movements that feel good for you. Finding your flow as you stay connected to that Manamaya Kosha, this expanded, deeper part of ourselves, non-physical aspect. Yet that power dwells within us. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Let's move into a child's pose rather than a down dog. And coming up. And let's bring the knees back a little bit. And move into a nice half plank. And we can nice and gently lower ourselves. Coming down, find your variation, whether you want to do a bird or an airplane, a baby cobra, maybe just coming up into up dog. Using the arm strength rather than the back. Breathing present to this deeper aspect of your being, your consciousness, your mental and emotional being, mind. Beautiful. And let's come back into a child's pose. And coming back. And here we are. I don't think we did our pigeon on the other side. So let's bring that leg up. And move into a pigeon on this side. You like to come down, feeling that nice hip opener basking in the nectar of your inner being, your heart, emotions, sending yourself love. When you're ready, coming up, back up into our table pose. And let's curl those toes under. We'll move into a last little downward dog here. Walking that dog. And then walking just up. Relaxing in our core fold. And then into half forward fold. And reaching down into forward fold. And let's roll up again. Starting stacking those vertebrae. Lower thoracics, middle thoracics, the upper thoracics, the cervicals. Moving back into our mountain. Let's bring the hands in front of our heart for a moment and bask in that Manamaya Kosha. Bask in the heart and the emotional body. Our mental, emotional being. This deep inner space. Feeling love and appreciation for ourselves. Releasing the hands and shaking out. That was some modifications for a gentler, easier Surya Namaskara. This is our Yin week. It's our 9th week of our hybrid. And so we're finding some ways to give ourselves a little break before the last 3 weeks. And we are nurturing ourselves as we restore and replenish our energy. And let's move into a standing yoga mudra, clasping those hands behind you, opening up the heart, and then hinging forward at the hips. Finding that nice, gentle hinge. Relaxing the head down, bringing the arms up. And breathe. Take this time to really honor that heart. It's the highest organ in the body. The head is lower than the heart. So that brain, that lower mind, can sit in the passenger seat, while the heart is the captain. And releasing the hands and bringing them down to the earth. And we're going to come all the way down onto our backs. Let's begin by bringing the knees into the chest. Rocking a little back and forth, releasing that lower back. feet onto the earth. Let's move into a nice reclined pigeon, resting that right ankle on the left, just above the left knee. Bringing that left leg up, clasping the hands behind the left hamstring, gently pulling that in. Feeling that beautiful, gentle opening of the hip on the right side. Deep breaths as you bask in the deepest heart, the inner being, that Manamaya Kosha. Allowing the emotions to flow, to rise, and release. Be fully felt. Deep breaths. One more breath. And then releasing that leg down. And we'll go to the other side. Clasping the hands behind the right hamstring and gently pulling that right leg in. Feeling the hip opening on your left side. And basking in the sensations, the emotions, whatever is arising emotionally. Let it come. Bring it on. Push nothing away. And one more nice deep breath. Beautiful. And releasing that leg down. Beautiful job. Move into a bridge, pressing into the feet and lifting those hips first into like a nice two-legged table. And those hips just flat and noticing the beautiful sensations. Now it's a more of a yin practice, so you're going to come down one vertebrae at a time. You want to continue in either a supported bridge or continue in two-legged table. You're welcome to do that, or you can move into a full bridge if you like. Do it 3 times. You might want to go a little higher each time. And each time you come down, allow a nice, slow one vertebra at a time, like a string of pearls, massaging those vertebrae. And one more. You're going to make this one a full bridge, but you have options. One more breath. And gently coming down. And with any back bend, we always want to move into flexion. Back bends, we extend the spine. Flexion is more of a forward folding. It's a nice counter pose to back bend. So legs up. Let's shake them. Kick them. Feel those legs. Enjoy them. Let's bring them close into the body. Take them out wide if you like. Let's bring those feet together in a nice Supta Baddha Konasana. Gently pulling the feet in towards the body, feeling a nice hip opening on both sides simultaneously. Move around a little bit. You can open those feet up. So soles of the feet are facing the sky. Hands on the outside of the feet and gently pulling those feet down towards the earth. Nice hip opener again. Baby. Fully present to all that is arising within you. Touching into that deeper space, that deeper heart. Honoring that ocean of emotion. And moving into your happy baby, kicking around. Doing what feels good for you in your body with your legs. Bring the awareness to the legs. Grateful to be in this experience. And then making any last little movements. We're going to move into Savasana now. Get yourself nice and comfy in your Savasana. Any last movements that your body feels it needs. And relaxing in your Savasana pose. Whatever that is for you today. Taking this time to integrate this gentle yin practice. And bring a deeper sense of love to your inner being. Your deepest heart, Manamaya. We will rest in silence as we deeply integrate and rest in our deepest heart, that sanctuary, that innermost sanctuary. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly. Great love. Nice and slowly begin to come back. We're going to move into our 10-minute mindfulness meditation. So you can stay in Savasana, or you can begin to stretch out, wiggle, and come up to a seated position as we move into our mindfulness meditation. And our focus is going to be the heart, the Anahata chakra. So we're going to bring all that focus into the heart as our anchor. And if we move into thought or get distracted, right, our to-do lists, or anything that may be disturbing us, and our thoughts take us away, we're going to just move back into this heart. All the focused attention on the heart center. All your focused attention on that heart center, single point of focus. resting in that sacred heart. Allowing all the thoughts and everything to simply stop and rest that single point of focus in that sanctuary of your innermost heart. Surrendering in fully to that sacred heart. Bask in the nectar. All your attention focused in towards your heart. few more breaths. And beginning to come back. Nice deep breath into the belly. Coming back into the body, stretching out. If you're laying down, you can begin to roll over to one side or the other. You come up into a seated position. Taking a moment to check in. Noticing that vibrational frequency within you, that aliveness, that dynamic energy field. Noticing that emotional energy, that ocean of emotion within you. And bring yourself back to that intention that you set, feeling those same emotions. And releasing that intention with a this or better, this or better. And we'll conclude with our namaste prayer. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.